What is going on, everybody? One Piece 417. Finally got to the part that I was waiting for. Luffy finding out the information about Ace, his planned execution and him being captured and yada yada yada. I really liked him essentially prioritizing, family, his brother, over his crew. That was nice to see. Now how that's going to play out, will we actually get to him, etc. I have absolutely no idea, so I'm glad that we got to that last episode. I find it interesting though that even her crewmates, like the ones that are on Boa's like direct Wonder Woman squad that she sails out with, they're also like so fascinated with males and stuff like that. Do they not just encounter men out there, like the ones they just ran into coming back? I figure just like in their explorations, they probably have a lot of exposure to men. But they seem just as interested in things as the other girls that have never left the island. And then we left off with, I don't know if Boa is actually sick, like something's really going on, if she's just worrying herself into sickness. I don't know what's going on, but we won't be able to accomplish anything that we're trying to do without her. So hopefully whatever she's got going on is handled relatively quickly, maybe hopefully by the end of this episode, because we gotta go. We've got to go. And it's just wild to think, how it was being broken down last episode of like Ace is, as far as like pirates go, Ace has got to be in like the top 15, maybe top 10 most wanted to be captured. If you take out like the four top dons themselves, and then maybe their first mates, the ones right below them, they're Zoros. Ace is probably right. So those 8 right there, Ace is probably in the next batch of like 5 most wanted, or that the Navy, the world government, would love to get their hands on. So this is like a big deal. It's not like we're just going to randomly break out just a rando dando. Like the surveillance that he's probably under, if there's even one admiral in the vicinity, or anybody on like a Kuma level, or anybody that has a base knowledge of hockey, was, I don't know. And because then the question becomes, how far is Boa willing to go for our cause? She seems to care about the island very much, and that's the agreement that she has. She doesn't want the Navy or any men interfering with it. If she's found liable in helping us attempt to break Ace out or free him, or an accomplice to Luffy, like all her privileges in that warlord title and the safety of her island is gone. So I'm curious, like, how far is she willing to go to help us? Is she just willing to physically get us there, and then like, hey, my hands are clean of it because I have to think about my, and then letting him know good luck? Because if she's not, I feel like, integrated in like physically helping us, I don't know how far we could actually make it, given the people that might actually be there in our way. So we'll see. All right, let's see what's really wrong with her. For as shitty as Boa was treating Granny, you sure do need Granny a lot here lately. Yeah, we know you're in a hurry, but yeah, this is... Is she just having like a bad panic attack, or like is she like really coming down with like an Itachi level sickness? Alright, Granny, what do you got for us? Chopper. Tell us, Chopper, what's wrong? Can we get her like a glass of water or something? What do you know? What is happening? What? Can somebody explain what's happening? Virus? For real? For reals? Can we get any type of medicate or like any like service here? But why were those words triggering her? Died from what? So she has to leave to like survive? Shh. Everybody shut up for a second. Oh. How did she just pop? What? Is it just like island sickness? Like she's got to leave to be better or what? What just... okay, I'm just gonna have to wait to see what's going on, what's triggering her, why she can all of a sudden breathe and walk fine, what's... Okay. Yeah, he needs a super duper. Yes, that white-beard pirate. They have to go get on the guy that's waiting for them out at port. We have to get on that ship because it's the only ship that could get through the riptides or the fucking surf whirlpools. That could get us there fast enough. Correct. And sneak us with you. What? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. Okay. So is she in love directly with Luffy or just in love with what he's doing and the compassion he has for his crewmates and... But like, so is she actually sick? I don't know. I don't know what's happening. So just straight up like dying from love. They couldn't leave. And then the same thing happened to Granny, but did she go with her man that she was in love with? Okay, well, I'm glad we got to the bottom of it in the first half of this episode so we can keep moving. But she eventually has to come back. But like, is she just gonna stay? Is she just gonna stay by our side for the rest of her life? Because eventually we're gonna part ways, right? Like, is she just gonna die of love sickness if we ever separate, or what? She can bring somebody with her. I mean, Luffy's going to be very recognizable, so how do we pull this off? I mean, he's on a wanted poster. He's blew up Ennis Lobby. Word on the street about Moria, whether it's known or not. Like, he's not just going to walk in there, like, side by side. Oh, they're leaving tonight. I feel bad. We're probably never going to see Margaret again, huh? They really could have been an item. He really does need to bring Sanji back here. What a time that would be. What a time that would be. They don't wear any. Yeah, there's a lot happening. The Snake Princess is in love, but she has to eventually fall out of love. She's not just going to be by our side for the rest of her days. So does she just die? Or like, does she die in a battle? Or... Oh my god, kick the shit out of that puppy and that seal. Jesus. Well then, she said, who put these things in my way? Kick the shit out of that puppy. Alright. Here we go. Let's get to it. She's a crush? Jesus. Jesus. Get us out of here. Get us out of here. I want to know what the condition was. What was the condition that she proposed? I'm very curious what that is. I mean, there's no way. The super tall one and Margaret are my favorite too, of that entire arc right there. They are not about to give us some crazy like Vivi Alabasta flashback type shit. Bro, we had like an episode's worth of interaction with her. Calm down. Stop burning my episode time with these flashback filler. Relax. We have like 7 or 8 minutes left. Margaret, though, she is a real one. I'll give her that. What was the tall one's name? I mean, you guys have explained it to me. Like, there's no romantic stuff that goes on in One Piece. That either he doesn't know how to write romance, doesn't feel comfortable writing romance. Hold on, this is actually what I need to hear. He was about to say, how is he just gonna walk on this ship? Like, what's the play here? Make him look like a girl? Dress him up and make him look like a girl, maybe. Whether he doesn't know how to comfortably write romance, isn't interested in putting that in his story, whatever. But he has no problem doing it. He has no problem making one of his main characters all about that. Sanji, I mean, you know. So it's interesting that, like, I guess Luffy and the others never get, like, a love interest. There's no Sakura to the Sasuke. There's no Hinata to the Naruto. Because clearly he has no problem writing it in for maybe gags and giggles, but who knows. Oh, the condition was to stop by the prison. Okay. Is it inside the snake? But where is he? Only the little snake can come with her. And nobody else is coming with her. Shit. That's a risky bargain, though. Could you imagine if the Navy did something like... Yay, you dumb... Could you imagine if the Navy did... I think he's wrapped up in the snake. But could you imagine if the Navy was like, you know what, screw this shit. Warlords, they've got too much power. Pirates are starting to take over. We can't do this anymore. And they called all the warlords in for a reason, like something like this. Oh shit. They call all the warlords in and tell them like, hey, you can't bring, you know, people with you, etc. Yada yada, blah blah blah. And they just slaughter them. That's a risky. This is dumb, by the way. This is just dumb. At least bring cargo with you or something. This is just dumb. This is just pure like comic book anime giggles and shit. No, I won't. When we get there, I'll unload them. I can't with Luffy on me right now. It's too many eyes and shit on me. This is so stupid. Like, I know it's going to work, but it's so stupid. It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Just end the episode. I've seen what I need to see. End it. Yeah, and what? And what? Why would she say that? Why would she say that? Why would she say that? Why would you even hint at that? He'd be like, okay, let me just double check. Fuck it. Why would you say that? Oh my god. I mean, he's not going to because we have to keep going, but Jesus. It's a nice trick. It's very, it's not the most, I think, it's not the greatest devil's fruit, though. It's useful, yes, it has its uses, but it's not the best, given, like, probably doesn't work on other women if they don't see her like that. Well, I mean, it works on her people back at town, but, like, it's very, like, Perona's shit. Like, if you run into, like, I want my devil's fruit to always work, you know? I don't want a situation where I run into, like, a Usopp or something like that, and it just, like, doesn't work, you know? Uh-oh. Six of the 7 warlords of the sea. Who's not going to be there? What was his middle name? Moriar's going to be there? What a piece of shit. Oh, they're leaving out the fishermen. Who are they talking about? Eh? Okay, that's the fisherman boy. Okay. What news do you have? $500. Jesus. What's up with that goat in the bell? Yeah. Yeah. Where is Garp? That's a very important question. Garp is a very big wild card here, by the way. Do they know that there's a everyone's got a report. All 23 Navy ships which were guarding against Whitebeard's main ship. His ship's name is Moby Dick. What? Whitebeard is this much of a problem? I gotta see it, bro. I gotta see it to believe it. I gotta see it. Maybe I'm underestimating. Lordy. Okay, this end of the episode makes up for the whole giggle games we were having there for a little bit. Is this Garp? It's this way? Who? Where Ace is being held? I want to see them interact because we've yet to see that. We've seen Luffy. Okay, yes, here we go. I was about to say we've seen Luffy and Garp interact. I don't know the relationship between those two. I'm sure it's known. They all know that they're related, correct? Is that known? That the Garp is related to? I don't know. I would assume. Episode's gonna end. Okay. That was some good stuff. The ending made up for the little bit of giggle games we had going there a little bit. That was a pretty cool shot that we got right there. Okay. But yeah, could you imagine, like, if the Navy is just like, we're over it. Pirates are getting too strong. We're tired of dealing with this. The Celestial Dragon said warlords aren't needed anymore. Yada yada. Whatever the excuse they might come up with, and they're like, hey, we've got another big thing going on here. All warlords had the report, because it's so wild to me that Bo is just going by herself. Now I don't know if that's what they requested, because maybe at any point in time, like, imagine all the 7 warlords showed up there with their crews. At any given point, if they wanted to flip the switch and be like, fuck this, I'm supporting the pirates. Now you got all the warlords there with their crews rising up against you. So maybe that's why they tell them to come solo. I don't know what the reason is why they don't bring their crews with them. Could you imagine if they just like lured all the warlords in and just took them out? They have the power to. I'm sure they have the strength on hands to do so. Kizaru, Okaji, the other one, and I don't know what Son Goku's capable of, and everybody else, Garp, etc. Yeah, just thought about that when she walked it, it was just her. Shocked they only at least get to bring like their first or second in command anything. It's a lot of faith you're putting in there. So I wonder, I'm sure that's going to be an entire story that we'll get to on why the Fisherman Warlord is just causing a scene, deciding not to help. But I think it's safe to say, well, we haven't seen Doflamingo and what he does and what he's capable of, if he possesses Haki, what his Devil's Fruit is, etc. It seems he has some kind of puppeteering ability, or can make people move against their will, as we kind of saw, I don't know, 100-something episodes ago. But what the extent of it is, there's a lot. I'm sure it's a very complex ability that we'll have to kind of see. But I think it's safe to say that not even amongst the warlords, because again, I don't know where Kuma's power level starts and finishes. Maybe I don't know if Kuma possesses Haki, because I don't think every warlord possesses Haki, which is you think you would want each one to at least have a base level of it, but I don't think Moria had it. I don't think Crocodile had it. I don't know if Blackbeard does. Who knows about some of the others? But I'm trying to think of the characters that we've seen. So we've seen all 3 admirals on screen, but we haven't seen the third admiral in his role of admiral. I think we just saw him in that Robin flashback. So let's say those 3. Son Goku, Whitebeard, Shanks. Let's say... Wait, we said the admirals? Goku, Whitebeard, Shanks. Let's say Mihawk and maybe Luffy's dad, because we have seen him on screen. And maybe Kuma. So we're at 9. Of the characters that we've seen on screen up to this point, up to episode 417, is Boa a top 10, like top 12 strongest character that we've seen up to this point? Like, is she top 10? And wait, I don't even know what she can do. And I don't even know what some of the others could do. Because, like, I don't know if we're to a point where, like, I haven't seen the hierarchy of it yet, of, like, can you possess just a devil's fruit that's so strong that, like, you can go against someone that has, like, a Conqueror's level hockey? That I do not know, but I'm going to assume no. Because I would say it's in reverse. I would say you could have the most OP, busted as hell devil's fruit. You could be a Enru, you could be a Kizaru. But I think if you have a mastered, like, Conqueror's level hockey, that you could trump the most busted devil's fruit, I would think. But I don't think that that could be done in reverse, because didn't we see old man Rayleigh just, like, basically almost stalemate Kizaru there? Now maybe Kizaru is more in his prime than Rayleigh is, so if that was an actual drawn out fight, Kizaru probably wins. And I don't know if Rayleigh actually possesses a devil's fruit, but I would just think that probably a Conqueror's level hockey, or whatever, like the higher up hockeys, could probably beat the most busted devil's fruit. I don't think it could do that in reverse. So her just having that, and I don't know what Mihawk possesses, but I'm going to give Mihawk the benefit of the doubt and say he's stronger than her. But as far as Kuma goes, is she stronger than Kuma? I don't know. It's been a very, like, giggle games that we've seen on screen with her, so, like, what to take serious and what to not. But she has the Conqueror's level. Goku is over here making comments, like, she is strong. But I think she's easily a top 10 strongest character that we've seen on screen. Stronger than all the CP9 members. She probably does beat Enru, just because where they're at power-wise, as far as, like, having hockey and not having hockey. Beats any villain we've ran in, or anybody that we've had a fight with crew-wise, just off of that alone. And I don't even know what hockey is capable of, but just the sounds of it, it sounds like what she possesses is pretty busted. So that's pretty actually wild to think about it. Like, we have a, like, we're just hanging out with this. Now, I actually forgot about Garp. So maybe she doesn't make the top 10, but she makes the top 50. She's stronger. I think she's top 12, top 15. I forgot about Garp. And I'm very interested to see. I'm assuming it's known knowledge that Ace is related to Garp. I'm assuming the people in the higher ups know that. Assuming. The same way I'm assuming that they know Luffy is related. I mean, Garp was saying it in front of his entire crew, so I'm sure if they didn't know, word's gotten spread with that. I'm very interested to see that interaction between Garp and Ace, because we haven't seen that yet. We've really seen little of those two, to be honest. Saw Garp's interaction with Luffy and Ace's interaction with Luffy. I think we've had Garp on screen for a little bit after that, just a little bit, with his interaction with, like, Goku and some of the higher ups. And we've seen Ace on screen only with his little battle with Blackbeard. That's all we've seen. But it's really not enough to get, like, personality out of them, character building or backstory out of them, really. So I'm assuming that's going to become soon. And then, like, what side of the fence does Garp fall on? Is he going to, because he's going to have to be present. It seems he comes and goes and does whatever he wants. They can't really, corral him in. But if Ace is taken on stage in front of the executioners and they're about to drop that axe on his head, I'm assuming Garp will be present right there front row with everybody else that's of importance. Is he okay with that? If he's not, surely he doesn't want to see his grandson die, no matter what his grandson does or has done. So surely he's not okay with it, but is he not okay with it enough to do something about it? To not even if he's going to attempt to stop it, but would he say anything? Like, leading up to it? Would he try? Like, I don't know. So I'm very curious to see what that interaction is going to be like. And yeah, we'll leave it there and see how it goes. Appreciate it, everybody. Like, share, subscribe, and as always,